Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Thank God it's Friday.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Proven beyond any doubt.
Oh, no, not you. And welcome, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here at Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. It is Josh Walt, Zack, hanging out with you this morning.
It is. Connie, man, there we go. All right. Hey, there we are. I found us. How are you?
Oh, it's Friday, my dudes.
That's right. I see Tommy was excited to be here this morning. He was first in the chat. He's already sent us a message over here on Skype. We may have to drop that dude a welcome mat here in just a few minutes. Because he's obviously way more awake than the three of us. Oh,
Walter.
Then I kept Zack up all night. Knew he was going to blame me. Innocently going about my day. Hey, let's shoot somebody. I'm like, okay, let's go shoot somebody. But it's my fault.
It's at 8:47. Damn, you guys are hardcore. I'm like on my way to getting to bed. Y'all are trying to start games and shit.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's apparently my fault.
Yeah, I told him I got one, maybe two.
Right, and we did 6. So hey,
Yeah.
That's how like math works, right?
But I'm here.
Oh, speaking of math and speaking of games, so they've actually. Oh man, I closed that. I hope I didn't break nothing. So they've given us a tool on Google Play. If you're a Google player, they've given us a little tool to kind of reinforce everything that we all have been saying about the impossibility of huge balls of gas, water, and earth, and all manner of diamonds and rare steak and all these different components that make up space all floating around together and just so much harmony. And every now and again, one will just kind of tink on another one and they'll move over and let him go by. And there's not constant bombardment of like raining down terror of exploded rocks and death and debris like would happen with real, math. I'll send the link. It's a game called, I believe, let me see before I say it wrong. Where is the game? All right, I've lost the game name, so I can't find it up my phone. I want to play with it one time, but I won't find it in a second. I thought it was called Gravity Drive, but that's not apparently the name of it. Damn it, I cannot find the game. Anyway, when I find the game and send you the link, what you're going to do is you're going to start out with what they say is like a point of, like a black hole, like at the center of our galaxy. Come on, like we have. And you throw a planet around it. You just kind of throw it and let it go. And if it does good, then you get a little orbit going. If it don't do good, it don't work. It just flies away, or it crashes into the hole, or it crashes into the second planet that you then throw into the mix, or the third planet, or you throw little moons around those planets. And yeah, it's like, really, y'all are gonna give us this tool to show people how fucking space will not ever work. Yeah, except I can't find the game. But I'll send it to you in a minute.
I was just thinking, man, this doesn't sound fun.
Orbit,
like that.
That's the name. Why wouldn't I say orbit, not gravity?
Do you get a dark energy special bonus at any point in the game?
I don't know, but if you want to show somebody why planets don't work, this is the key to doing it. Here we go. And the share button.
Who made that?
I don't even know yet. It wasn't Blue Water Bay, I can tell you that.
That would be a cool one. Just showing, yeah, that's a great idea, showing how none of the stuff works.
All right. So yeah, it's called Orbit. I don't know if they have it over there on the Play Store or whatever. I mean, on the iStore, whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. Playtunes, iTunes, whatever they call it. I don't know if they have it, but they have it on Google Play. Excuse me. They don't pay me. I'm just telling you about it. Okay, there we go. The link is headed our way in a second. Oh, my God.
Orbits, huh?
Yeah. That would be her.
What did I see? Oh, I don't know. I went looking through Space Lettuce yesterday. Oh, that's what it is. I didn't really want to cover it. I just wanted to laugh at it. NASA's pushing back their manned test flight for the Orion capsule, the Starliner. It was supposed to happen by 2022, but now it's looking more like 2023. Big shocker. I mean, and it's like 3 months they're postponing it or something like that. 2 months. That's a long time when you think about it. Like, oh, we had a little issue with this one valve or this or that. Then change the freaking valve. It doesn't take 2 months. I don't understand all that. It's like, oh, we had a flat tire on the rover. Oh, we're going to have to postpone it 3 months. Change the freaking tire. It's not like you don't have like 50 of them laying around or the money to go buy another one. Yeah, I never understood when they postponed something for something small and minute. Now, I'm not saying this one was small and minute, but they have before. And it's always for like months. It's like, dude, you don't need months to inflate that thing back up again. I know, it's just a story.
Great story, bro.
How was your week there, Josh?
Completely uneventful. I went to work and I came home 4 or 5 times.
No funny bunny tales or anything like that?
I mean, she's just damn well behaved. No, not necessarily. She's always just, cute as a bunny. I don't know. It's really just been kind of quiet, laid back here. We got the Friends weekend coming up this weekend, so.
Yes, we will not be here this evening, folks. Just a heads up. That is still correct, right?
That is still correct.
Okay. I believe tomorrow, Cammie and I and Karen and Ted are going crystal hunting again, I think.
Well, that'll be real good.
Yeah, we need to record some of that. Just to show you how they're just sitting right on top of the freaking ground. It's crazy. But yeah, not a bad week here. We got Austin's computer dropped off. Hibbler's computer was sent out. Man, they charge a lot to ship something that big and that heavy with really good insurance on it. I couldn't believe it. But it's on the way. It should get to him by Wednesday. But besides that, yeah, not too much. Went live Monday. Oh, remember we were talking Tuesday about building a giant antenna and all that stuff?
I don't remember you found something crazy. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking that it was like almost out of the realms of possibilities. That's too much copper. That's too much, 4,000 plus miles of copper. And then I started doing a little bit of research. There is 25,000 miles of copper wire in the Sears Tower alone. They could already be doing this. We'd never know. But yeah, 25,000 miles, enough to go around the equator and have left over just in the Sears Tower alone. Isn't that kind of mind-boggling?
It really is.
When I had heard that there was 22,000 miles of ditches in Stark County, I didn't believe it. I couldn't. I was like, no way. How can you fit 22,000 miles into that, small of an area? Yeah. Willis Tower, smaller, way smaller than Stark County. 25,000 miles of copper cable. That just blew my mind. So it's not so out of the realms of possibilities and all that stuff to build a giant antenna. I would think. Yeah, 25,000 miles. That still doesn't seem possible. Eiffel Tower, I forget how. I know that's like 20,000 lights on the Eiffel Tower. They wouldn't give me the copper used, though. I was researching something else. I don't know. It's going to have to come to me. I've only been awake for like 15 minutes or so.
I just was playing catch up, trying to start typing to everybody in chat, and I saw Robert Page there. It looks like you tried to call us Wednesday, sir, on the normal access there of Skype. However, we weren't on Skype. We were goofing off over there on Discord, our favorite app of interaction and just ease of use. And anyway, we were having a little game time, little shootsing instead of actual show prep that we always do every Wednesday, like freaking clockwork. So our apologies that we missed your call, sir. And if you had something you'd like to speak to us about today, would be a time perhaps to give us a call once we actually open the phone lines and whatnot and how you do it and all them things there. In fact, do I even have the dashboard? I do. Look at me, ahead of the game.
Yeah. You have the power.
I'm not there.
I do. I have it. I'm in it. I'm not going to let it sneak up on me again.
Did you see that article I dropped in yesterday, Josh? About the Missouri School Board?
Yeah, I did. I've been hearing a little bit about that. I think that's going to be a real good conversation. I'm real curious about others'
I
take on this.
love it. Sorry, I love it.
Why don't you clue everybody in?
Okay. So, a Missouri school district reinstates spanking as a punishment. We've had people actually thank us. Now, this came from the parents, folks. This wasn't like teachers saying, I want to beat the shit out of these kids. No, this came from the parents asking, why can't you paddle my student? And we're like, we can't paddle your student because it's against the law. So they changed the law. Now, it's not going to be, it's going to be a parents either opt in or opt out. It's not like, oh, there's Sally and I didn't like her in high school and I'm going to beat the crap out of her kid. No, there's none of that stuff going on. It's up to the parent whether they want to be in there or not. So let's see. Cassville School District Superintendent Walt Johnson said he did not take the job a year ago with a plan to reinstate corporal punishment, a disciplinary measure the 1900 student Berry County District abandoned in 2001. But it is something that has happened on my watch, and I'm okay with it. It shows it shows the picture of the big wooden paddle with holes in it. Now that picture right there, that kept me in line. From kindergarten through 5th grade, we had Mr. Gross, the principal, and he had a paddle like that hanging on his wall. Now, I never got it used on me, but I saw it used once. And that was enough for me. There's nothing wrong with their children. A little bit of fear ain't bad for them. I know people say, oh, that's how you can't scare you. Yes, you can. Okay. Under 4,000 people, about 60 miles southwest of Springfield near the Arkansas border, parents were recently notified of a policy approved in June by school board to once again allow spanking in schools, but only as a last resort and with written permission from parents. Each family will be asked to opt in or opt out. It says that Cassville is a very traditional community in southwest Missouri. Long expressed frustrations that corporal punishment was not allowed in the district. Lots of parents were complaining about it. There had been conversations with parents, and there had been requests from parents for us to look into it. Some families have reacted differently on social media from outside the area. Oh, I'm sure they have. And they've actually had people thank them for it. Surprisingly, those on social media would probably be appalled to hear us say these things, but the majority of people that I've run into have been supportive. We respect the decision of every parent, whatever decision they make. So yeah, and then it goes into a little bit about the different schools and what they've been doing. Whoa. Texas school district pulls 40 books, including the Bible, from shelves amid review. Is corporal punishment legal? In 1977, the Supreme Court ruled school corporal punishment was constitutional, which left the decision to permit it up to each state. Let's see. Missouri is one of the 19 states, most of them in the South, where corporal punishment is still allowed. Adjacent states that allow it are Arkansas, Kansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma. Then there's Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, and South Carolina, Texas, and Wyoming. All right. started with an anonymous third-party survey of school employees, parents, and students. All three groups identified student behavior and discipline issues as a high concern. We started generating ideas on what we could do, and corporal punishment was one of the ideas. Old-fashioned Johnson said that to his surprise, there was more interest than expected in what he called an old-fashioned disciplinary measure. Okay, and then it goes on, let's see. When all other alternative means of discipline have failed, and then only in reasonable form and upon the recommendation of the principal will any of this take place. So there you have it. And no striking on the head or the face and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it kept me
I'm
in
with Effed Up
line.
World, teaching the world's flat and give them a good paddling.
Now, I may be old-fashioned.
Matter of fact, we can combine it. I bet you if you get them young enough, you can just spank them and beat the fuck out of them until they agree with you that the earth is flat.
That's what I'm saying. You fucking idiot. That's exactly what I meant by what I said. Thank you.
No, I know that's not what you meant, but I'm just saying. I think that rather than institute violence against children, maybe improve your argument. I mean, it's real easy, sure. Rather than actually engaging and explaining yourself and then trying to hold yourself to the same standard and setting an example for the children, it is a lot easier and efficient with your time to just bust out a piece of wood and just start hitting them with it. But I don't know that it necessarily instills the message that you think it does when you're trying to say, hey, kids, I'm sick of you two fighting. And so now, upon recommendation of the principal, because of your violence, we've decided to punish you with some good old-fashioned violence. Now, bend over and grab your ankles because I'm about to beat the fuck out of you. And I'm not here because I like hitting children. I'm one of those teachers that is here purely out of the goodness of my heart, not because I got a weird attraction to kids. But go ahead and grab your ankles and bend over. I'm going to get this board. We're going to show you just how bad violence is by inflicting a little bit more violence on you. And I'm not
they
saying...
They didn't let us do the whole teacher got to spank you. You went to the principal's office. And he did it.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Mott. She had a paddle. It had holes drilled in it. It was epic.
And it was never really for fighting. I mean, if we were fighting in school, we were thrown out. After the second fight, if you got into 2 fights in school, you were gone.
So then what could have been worse than committing violence against another student? What could have been so bad
you're
that
not punishing them for being violent. That's just you're punishing them for being a disruption to everyone else there.
There you go.
Like we had this one child that would scream. This was first grade. And when his mom would leave the room, he'd start screaming and crying and bawling and I want my mommy. And it happened 2 times. The first time he went home, the second time, his mom asked the principal, said, you can spank him. And this was crazy because he did it like right there in the hall and we all heard it. And that's when I realized, whoa, this place is no joke. And it put that fear in me to like, okay, I better, listen a little bit. Pay attention, something. But it was never like we'd get real stern talkings to, and then our parents would be called, stuff like that. But it was weird because they wouldn't call our parents to do the spanking. Or maybe they did. Maybe we didn't know about it. But yeah, I got it one time. That was enough. Or no, I got it from my mom. That's what it was. She wouldn't let him. She's like, no, I want to do it. God, I was so young. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with striking a little bit of trying to use logic with a child isn't going to work.
Nope, it surely isn't.
Most of the time.
At least not up to a point.
Yeah, I mean, it can work. Don't get me wrong. Child they can understand some things, but a lot of the times they don't have the development. They don't have the understanding to really take in the seriousness of what you're like. Don't stick the fork in the light socket.
And that's my problem. That's my problem with the
again.
violence. Because the kids don't have this higher operating brain function. They're not going to be able to differentiate. Oh, you're inflicting pain on me out of love. Right. Because kids don't really differentiate that. It's a lot. Oh, you lied to me about Santa Claus because you love me. You're a liar for love. You're abusive for love. Okay. And kids don't really have that higher function where they're able to make those connections. At least not in my opinion. I think they might get a message and they might stop what it is that they're doing that you want them to stop, or do what it is that you want them to do. But that's sort of the nature of violence. Oh, you have an individuality. Well, tough shit. You do what I say, because if you don't, I'll hurt you. I'll enslave you. I'll kill you. I mean, there's millions of examples of what violence can do, or the threat of violence can do. I think that this is like the ultimate installation of public school system is the authority. And if you don't believe it, then I'll just beat you with some wooden sticks until you agree with me, because that's how violence works. Anyway, here's a little bit of hot break music and the end of the first segment here on the Ironworx Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com, YouTube, DLive, Rockfin, Twitter, Facebook. Oh, hell, we're in lots of places. Stick around. We got the second half of the first half coming up right after this.
Sometimes it's easy to be casual just about repetition and not get much better. How about the man who's been talking for 10 years, but he's making the same verbal errors he made 10 years ago? Or 10 years ago he said, I don't quite know how to put this. 10 years later he's saying, I don't quite know how to put this. We can give you 10 hours not to know how to put it. You can stretch our patience and take 10 days not to know how to put it, but we can't give you 10 years. 10 years is too long not to make enough progress in better language skills. So, repetition with purpose. The purpose is to grow and to change, to develop, to expand, to make progress. Here's some other parts to saying it well. Sincerity, from the heart, with noble intent, wishing to bring value. That adds immeasurably to your ability to speak well, communicate well. There's no substitute for sincerity. I can forgive you for a mistake in judgment, but I can't forgive you for a mistake in
From the dawn
intent.
of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? iLife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to ialife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
Greetings, Earth Explorers. My name is Brooks Agnew, and I am your host on X Squared Radio every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is where the past meets the future. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the Earth. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. We will dissolve the propaganda of dangerous people with dangerous plans for the planet. We will discuss the latest technologies and challenges for humankind. We will discover the safest place for you to stand when the thinkings and doings of mankind come flying apart, and how you can be one of the people that helps put it back together. Join us.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
He likes the way I talk, and I like the way he talks. Mm-hmm.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworx, right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com.
Sorry, caught me in a choke. To continue, and I have to, you kind of, got a little overcut there with the music. I don't think the last bit of what you were saying got out there. So do you want to really quick finish that up, Josh?
Oh, hell, I don't remember. Violence is bad, okay?
Violence is bad. Okay, so imagine you're in a world where within seconds of arriving, you are severely injured to such a point that your personality, the actual indwelling spirit within you, backs away to go, holy shit, I don't want to be in that vessel. That vessel is being abused severely. And during that little brief time when you back away from the vessel, you go, whoa, what the fuck are they doing to that little child? Something else decides to pop itself in there. And it may not be able to take full control, but it might be able to whisper to you throughout your whole fucking life and tell you to do things and suggest things and ride you, for fucking life. Imagine a place like that. And then imagine that this thing dwelling within this vessel alongside you has the ability to, as I said, suggest things, reward bad behavior with some good chemicals that can trigger within your body and just all kind of stuff, and basically shape you, ride you, do what it wants to with you. And to the point that you've acted out too much and you're way past society's level of acceptance. At that point, you're punished physically. And during that physical punishment, the indwelling creature goes, whoa, what the fuck? Let me get out of here. And it takes the fuck off and goes somewhere else. And you're a different person going forward. Just a thought. Moving on.
Sounds a little bit like the Spanish Inquisition, if you ask me.
Hey, it's been done before, babe. And no one expected the Spanish Inquisition.
It's not like I don't think that there are times that children need a quick smack on the ass. Like if little kids are running through the park and not paying attention, it needs to have its attention grabbed so it can stop what it's doing immediately and then grasp the seriousness of the situation. But that's, again...
Yeah, by the time they're 10, I don't think there should be any more... once you get out of elementary school, that's when our spanking stopped. When we got to middle school, there was no more spanking or anything like that. We were supposed to start acting like,
good little students.
Young teenagers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. We were supposed to know the consequences for,
There you go.
That's when in-school suspension and out-of-school suspension started taking place. But yeah, it wasn't like, beating the child. It's a scare tactic. Is what it is. My mom used to use it with a wooden spoon when my little sister and myself wouldn't go to bed.
That's different, though. That's your mom. That's the person that's supposed to be doing that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, I agree. And again, this isn't like you know, I like how Missouri's doing it because the parents can decide. You know, it's not like they're going to get shocked coming home one day and have their child tell them, hey, the principal just spanked me. It won't be like that, which I'm sure brought up is probably why they got rid of it. You know, I'm sure things happened. But yeah, up to a certain age, I don't see anything wrong with a little smack on the butt. This isn't the nuns with the rulers beating children on the back of their hands for not writing their cursive properly. This is, really disruptive behavior that's just trying to be steered in the right direction.
And see, this is coming from a guy that would have been punished if my schools had corporal punishment, because I didn't. I never fit in to the whole school mentality. I always
Your
had a
schools
problem.
didn't do that?
Nope.
Wow.
The high school did when I was out in the country, like the whole school district. I mean,
See,
it's like
the high school was still spanking people?
but it was like a building. Well, the elementary, I guess, was not the same building, but it was in the same parking lot. It was all one lot. The elementary, middle school, and high school was all right there. Like the graduating class was like 30 people. So we're talking a small school out in the country. And yeah, there was at least the threat of corporal punishment up through high school. Absolutely. But regardless of my age, I would never would have fit in well enough. And I think that's
yeah,
part
I just
of my
remember
issue.
it. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say this. I think that's part of my issue, knowing the crazy mentality of statism that the public school is trying to instill. And this just sort of takes it to the next level. I mean, it's one thing to give a pass or fail grade or make people repeat grades because they didn't pass their civics class. They didn't buy into exactly what it was we were selling. So now we got to hold them back. Now it's, if they don't buy into what we're selling and do it in the attitude that we like, then we get to use violence to get them to get into line. As someone who's been in the United States Marine Corps, I can tell you that the drill instructors aren't allowed to use corporal punishment. I mean, ours did, but they got demoted. They're not really drill instructors after we left. My platoon got out. I know at least 3 of the 4 drill instructors were demoted for use of physical violence. I mean, again, you can teach them to shoot people in the head, but you can't use corporal punishment on them. Whereas a small child who requires your trust and guidance and basically everything for their ability to maintain through life, because that's the way we've created this society, is children are pretty much incapable of doing anything for themselves. So they require the adults. And as much of a breach of trust as finding out Santa Claus was fake, this just completely, well, think of what masks and these viruses do, right? Oh, maybe you have it, you're just not showing any symptoms, and you're just walking around like a dirty bomb infecting everybody. We should be scared of everyone. We should social distance because everybody could make us sick. We should just be scared and fearful of every single person because of what they might be able to bring to us. And I think that's what a lot of corporal punishment instills too, is that lack of trust, because shit, you just never know who's going to decide to just reach out and commit violence against you. And maybe I'm taking it to an extreme, as I often tend to do.
And that's good. That's kind of what I was doing as well.
Sides of
I took it to the far extreme just because this is a real big topic. And I mean, I grew up, with a father who put a belt to me regularly, an uncle who also would line us up 3 in a line, and that belt reached all the way across. And it came from 2 different places, I knew when my father was spanking me, it was different than when my uncle spanked me. A child knows. A child's not stupid. A child feels everything, and a child knows when, it's being done by love, and when it's being done out of some
when
kind
it's
of
done with
twisted shit.
love, yeah, there's a big difference for sure, and that's why I think there's that whole age thing. Once they get to a certain point, I no longer think that anybody should be spanked. Spanking is like a tap on the butt. It's
What
like
about
a
the
warning.
love?
It's not so much a violent act. It's a warning, like, hey, you're getting out of line.
But what about
You
the
need
love?
to.
Isn't the love still there? And if they're still getting out of line
Well, yeah.
and you still love them, then why can't you still beat them or hit them? Why can't you hit them if you still love them and they're still not doing what you want them to? Shouldn't you still be able to then hit them until they do what you want?
No. It's not you're hitting them though. I mean, I know we can get into the semantics of it, but it worked on me, is what I'm saying. I didn't want to get spanked like that young boy did that I saw in first grade. So when the teacher said, you guys need to settle down or I'm going to send you down to Mr. Gross's office, that perked my ears up. I started paying attention a little, like, hey, wait a minute, this is serious. And it wasn't like a threat that was used all the time. That was when we were really doing something wrong. Hey, do you guys want to go see Mr. Gross? Okay, I'll be quiet now. I'll stop trying to put gum into, Julie's hair. No more of that. I'm sorry. It was more of a deterrent than anything. It was barely ever used, but it was just like, it was a threat. And it's horrible. But when you have 30 kids in a classroom and there's one that's disrupting everybody else, like the child that pretends like he or she is a cat in the room, I wouldn't tolerate that. I'm sorry. It's not fair to all the other students that one child doesn't like the fact that he's got to be there and is acting out. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's a real touchy subject. But for me, when I was young, it worked. It kept me in line. And no child ever got, dismembered or a hip displacement or any, they weren't beating the children. It was a spank on the butt. And then they cried a little bit and they settled down and then things went back to somewhat normal, like no more disruptions in class now. I think that's what the whole point of it all is.
It's pain compliance. Like those uncomfortable chairs they use in prison to kind of torture you until you can settle your ass down. Right? It's literally just pain compliance, or at least the threat of pain compliance, which only really works unless you're willing to commit the pain to somebody else and can do it so other people see it and know it and make an example of at least a few people to understand that pain is possible. So the threat exists, but it really is just pain compliance. I mean, you're right. It is. It's like a cattle prod when you're having to herd cattle, and when you're dealing with large amounts of anybody, you definitely need to be able to make sure that you're the ones in control and that they do what you want them to. And again, pain compliance is definitely the easiest way. And when you're dealing with a bunch of mindless beasts, I suppose that's probably going to be the ideal way to do it. But I think when you're raising little kids and trying to set an example for them, it just seems like that's not a very good example to set. If with love comes violence, then how are they going to show love?
Well, I mean,
no, sweetheart, I don't want to. I mean, you pissed me off,
look to nature,
and you need to know that you not have to piss. I don't want to do this, babe. This hurts me more than it hurts you. I really don't want to, but look, you got to learn that you just can't come home and annoy me when I get off of work.
But there's a difference. It's not violence, in my opinion. I mean, when a dog goes and snips at the puppy for doing something wrong, the mom, I don't consider that violence. I consider that just disciplining a youth, the young ones. that isn't listening, getting out of line, not listening when you're telling them. So you have to grab their attention somehow. That's what a mother dog does.
Sometimes it takes a 2x4 to clean the forehead.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're the only species that does this. I mean, all species discipline their children one way or another.
I'm sure dogs learned that from watching us terrible humans.
But yeah, I don't see it as a violent act. It's not like you're trying to hurt the child. That's not your.
Oh, it is.
You know, that's not
absolutely
that's coming from.
Definitely, that's the. Why else would you use a wooden paddle, Zach? I mean, what would be the point of corporal punishment if not pain?
Fear.
Of what?
Same reason that
fear
so
of
you don't
what?
get nipped on the back of the neck again.
But the fear of what?
So you don't get the nip on the back of the neck again.
Because what is that nip on the back
of the neck? Next time I do this, I might hurt myself or die. So maybe next time this situation presents itself, I'll think differently, because last time this situation presented itself, I got a smack on the ass.
And the smack on the ass
again,
or the nip on the
huge
neck.
Fucking topic.
What do those? What are the point of a nip on the neck or a smack on the ass? What's the point?
To mark an attention point in time of this is something you don't do, not to go next time you're going to get beat again. That's what I've always
right. But my point is that it's done with pain. The point of it is pain. I mean,
so the body has a pain mechanism so that you don't touch fire, so that you don't jump off a roof, so that you don't do all these things to your own body. So the own body punishing itself. Again, I'm getting extreme, but you have to really, this is a big one.
Yes. I mean, it is. That's the point of it, right? Just like you said, that is the body punishing itself. Yes. So that you don't do it again. Yep. And again.
But the body's wrong by doing that. The body should have sat down and reasoned it out with you and said, look, here's the thing. Why don't we sit down, take a breath. Next time, when that fucking dog's right there and he's got bare teeth and he's going, instead of reaching out to his mouth, do something different. I'm sure that would work. That logical reasoning during that quick time of almost dying or almost getting hurt.
Yes. So the instantaneous self-preservation mechanism of pain in the body to get us out of emergency situations. I agree with. I will even go so far as to say parents, when their little kid is running across the parking lot, that little kid deserves to have their attention grabbed, and it might require a little smack on the ass, a little bit of pain. I mean, it's not like pain, like a little sting on the ass that goes away in a few seconds. Not an issue. And that's an immediate situation. What we're talking about is an ongoing situation where teachers just be like, you know what? Why don't you just go to the principal's office? Because that's a lot easier than me having to explain why I'm right and you're wrong. Because if I do that, maybe I can't explain why I'm right and you're wrong. And then I look stupid. And then we're just right back to where we started with your bad attitude and me not able to teach my class. So why don't you just go to the principal's office to get a little pain compliance down there? But that's all spanking is. It's pain compliance. Just like the chairs that they use in prison to calm the prisoners down. Do what I want, and the pain will stop. Right? If you're doing what the teacher wants or the parent wants, you're not going to get hurt with the spanking. And if you don't do what they want, then you do get hurt until you stop doing that and do what they want. It's pain compliance. Even if it's under the threat of pain compliance, it's still there because you have to see it done. Just like you thought, oh shit, that principal just spanked that kid right out in the hallway for all of us to hear. I don't want that to happen to me. Bingo. You don't want pain inflicted by the principal like you just heard that kid go through. And I just think that there are probably better ways to make that point. In an emergency situation, when you're running across the yard or like your life is being threatened, you're in a dangerous situation between your body or your parents to keep you out of those and to get your attention. That's one thing. When it's a form of punishment for an ongoing thing, it's just an abandonment of logic and reason. And if at that point a child can,
I'm sorry,
because if you've got to go to the principal to get all this, there's steps. It's not like the teacher gets to. So it's not like there's an issue where, okay, well, I need this done immediately because of their safety or other kids' safety, or they need to stop this behavior right now. It's right a series of things. It's that last ditch effort. And maybe that's what sticks in my craw, is that that's even considered an option. I mean, last ditch effort should be removing the child from the school.
Wow.
But I think you should be able to choose every other option pretty much other than pain compliance. And it is violence. I understand a swat on the ass is not the same as a punching a kid in the jaw.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's up to the parents. You know, it's not like they asked for it. Well, according to that, they had a lot of people ask them, "Hey, why can't you just spank my child?"
I'm sorry, I'm not
tired
laughing
of
at y'all. I
leaving
keep seeing
work.
chop in chat. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm not about the pain. I agree with you there. Like,
So the punishment
Campbell in
part,
chat.
the punishment part is where we keep, I think, hanging up. Is I don't know. So say there's something, I don't know. Let me see how to phrase this right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so say there are these entities, I guess is the word for now, and they're assigned a job. They're like, hey, this is your job thing, entity, intelligent being that I can assign a job to. You're assigned this job, and I want you to do this job for fucking ever. This is your job. Do it. But if you don't do it right, and if you don't do it like I tell you to, and if you do it out of sync and you fuck up the other shit, you're going to be punished. You're going to be punished by being cast into the eternal pit. So that's a punishment that's pretty extreme. Not only is it like, punishment, but you're gone. You're out of here. You're over. You're done. You no longer exist. Anyone? Book of Enoch, the stars are a sign.
Oh, I was just thinking every human soul
traverses
Isn't that
across. Wait, what? I'm sorry.
I was thinking every human soul in the main biblical texts. Isn't that sort of
back to punishment? Back to punishment. Real quick side note. Yo, chop, or chop, or whatever. Yeah, this is Flat Earth Channel, Flat Earth Show, and you did click for some Flat Earth. However, as you'll quickly find if you do hang out here at the Iron Realm at any length, we get all over the place. And we just, got into a story this morning that now has kind of got us all worked up. So give us a minute and we might get flat or not. We may stay on this till the end of the show. It feels like we might at this point, but you never know. But welcome. It's good to have new people. I don't know your channel yet, but I'm about to go check it out. Something else I wanted to say. Welcome back to Rose in chat. And good to see you, lady. I'm so sorry about what happened to your damn channel. That really sucks. Channels, actually, I think. It was a couple you lost, huh?
That's what happens when you speak the truth.
Yeah.
So
and thank you for the super chat, Tommy. That was the other thing I didn't want to forget. So thank you, sir. I saw that super chat. Welcome. You're welcome. I mean, thank you, sir, and welcome to the chat. I don't know. I'm rambling. But anyway, yeah. So the punishment. I'm sorry.
We don't see Jana very often. It's a little early for her, I think, but shout out to Jean. Jay in chat. Much love. She's a fellow Kakalakian who hangs out with us a lot.
I believe Tommy said the Kakalaki crew is going to be getting together tomorrow at 10 a.m. And if I'm wrong, Tommy, correct me. I went back up to try to find that.
Yes,
and there's just
I've heard as well. They're having the meetup this weekend. I think La was putting that in chats. Yeah, there's going to be I think it's going to be quite a big group this weekend. I know they get quite a big group out there every weekend now, or the weekends that they do it. I know Austin was there last time. That is so cool. Yeah, I actually, my neighbor, big shout out to Richie. I don't know if he's listening, but I gave him the channel. I was over there at the neighbor's house talking yesterday, day before maybe.
Kidding? Was that yesterday? I did it to a neighbor too yesterday. That's crazy. I gave him the channel.
And their sons are over hanging out.
That's epic.
And he started talking to me about the government and stuff. And his mom was sitting there, Miss Lillian, my neighbor that I know. And I didn't hold back. I just started letting it fly, and her eyes just kept getting bigger because he was just sitting there agreeing with me. I'm sure she's heard all of this from him before, but she's never really heard it from me so much.
Right. He was the lone nut.
And
Now it's another one.
now she's listening. Now she's kind of looking at him like, wow, you're not so crazy if Zach says it's true. Yeah, it's funny. She was just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Like, yeah, it's like none of this is hidden information. We can look all this up. You know, they tell us this stuff. But he was talking about the prick and all that kind of stuff. It was a good conversation. But yeah, I gave him the channel, and I don't know if he's up this early, but yeah, big shout out to Richie. Good guy. Oh, but he was talking about flea markets. That's where I got him from. And I told him about that Columbia, the great flea market they have down there, and how I have a
And
group
Tommy
of
did
friends
confirm 10 a.m. tomorrow for sure. So he said there should be a big crowd. They have people coming from 3 states.
Nice. Yeah, I had heard that this was going to be a big one. That is awesome, man. Free information. Free information.
Nice.
Yeah, good
I'm
stuff.
just playing catch up in chat. Damn it. I'm sorry. I got quiet. Hell, we may be at a break now that I'm feeling it. Hey, we are. It's like literally about to happen right now.
Happening as you speak.
Literally.
That's it. That's the first half. Stick around. We still got another full hour coming up on the other side of this break. I think we'll drop the corporal punishment talk, get into the more space lettuce.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
The county has refused to produce the network routers. We want the routers, Sonny. The county refused to produce the network routers. Wendy, we gotta get those routers, please. Get up! Routers. Come on, Kelly, we can get those routers. Those routers. Wow! If you got those routers, what that will show. And they don't want to give up the routers. They are fighting like hell. Why are these commissioners fighting not to give the routers? How simple could it be? That will tell the truth. And they don't want to give up the routers. What are they trying to hide? And I say it, and I'll say it, because the easiest way of cheating is to throw them away. That's easier. The county has refused to produce the network routers. We want the routers, Sonny. The county refused to produce the network routers. Wendy, we gotta get those routers, please. Get up! It's so unfair. It's so unfair. It's so ridiculous. I'll be honest, though. Look, we all like to win. If I lost this election, I could handle it pretty easily. What? When in 24, sir, you're gonna win. And I say, wait a minute, I just won 6 months ago. The big lie, they call it. Those things are unproven. And knowing what happened in the election is a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing. The county has refused to produce the network routers. We want the routers, Sonny. The county refused to produce the network routers. Wendy, we gotta get those routers, please. Get up! If you think about cancel, everything about cancel culture, they want cancel culture. But what they don't want to do is anything having to do with the 2020 election. We have no press. We have no voice. They almost got away with it. They may have gotten away with it. And I've got to tell you, I've got to say this. I've never said it before, but I've always thought it. I get along with Putin because that's a good thing, not a bad thing. The county has...
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
I'm starting off fresh, and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
And welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx. First half of that second half of the Ironworx. A little shout out to Dave Weiss there in the Friend Finder over there on the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay. How am I doing, Zach? Did I pull it off?
Dude,
I'm going to do it live. I'm doing it live. Here we go.
Yeah,
wait
my phone turned it off. My phone turned off the pop noise.
Really?
By itself. Yeah.
And I got playing catch up.
I got up yesterday and I'm sitting there, and doing my stuff, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, there hasn't been a pop in a while. Like, maybe there's something. I even sent Dave a message. And then I went into the app and I remembered the night before my phone said something about app management. It's going to do some app management for this or that. And I didn't even pay attention. I just swiped it over. And yeah, it went in and shut off the pop noise on the app for me all by itself. So I turned it back on and it was like pop, 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 pop.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just turned mine back on after a day or two off and it didn't do anything either. So maybe I'm not updated.
That's strange. Yeah, I get like at least 20, 25 pops every morning when I click that airplane mode back off. And everything starts loading back in. Yeah, it goes a little crazy, almost like it did coming into the break.
Maybe that's the trick, is to have it going all that time and then turn that back on and not actually.
Yeah, because I
turn
think
off
if you turn off the actual thing, it's not going to register the pops that happen.
That must be what it
while
is.
you have it off. Yeah, yeah. Because when I turned mine back on, it popped twice, like instantly, but it wasn't like pop 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 like a
Right.
bunch of them. So I must have just turned it on at the right time and got.
Tell our friend Chop there in chat what we're talking about. I know we've said it, but just to make sure Chop understands the huge tool that would be helpful in Chop's new questioning. Because from what I can tell from chat, it looks like Chop is a recent questioner of the shape of the current place. I'm just going to say just they live, because I'm not sure if we're talking about a person who is male or female. The only two fucking choices. But anyway, welcome again, and go ahead and get yourself a copy of
the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay. It is the greatest tool for researching really not only the topic of the shape of the Earth, but there's a plethora of other, questions or answers to questions or ideas about questions that you might have about, some of the crazy stuff that's going on in this place that we're being lied to about. It's a great resource. All the research has already been done. He's got multiple playlists. There's one page, you hit a question mark button, and all these questions pop up on the screen in these little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is
I love
click on
that
a
part.
box.
I love handing that over to somebody. What was your question? It's right here.
Yeah, boats over the horizon. Click that, and then there's a playlist of all the videos that YouTube will not show you anymore. You can type in the name of the creator and the video title to the letter. All the I's dots, all the T's crossed, and it will not come up.
Yep.
So what David has done is taken all those great videos over the last 8 years that have been put out there about, the topic of the shape of the Earth, and put them all in a playlist for you by question. Why are sunsets, boats over the horizon, gravity, like the stars, this, that, all these different questions that we all had, and some that a lot of people still have, are answered right there in the app. Now, and it didn't stop there. He's always adding on more and more to it. The Friend Finder that he has put out not that long ago will show you other flat earthers in your area. I know it was up to like 140 something now within my 50-kilometer area radius.
Nice.
So yeah, and you can send them messages. You can send group messages to everybody within a certain radius. I think it's 5 kilometers, 10 or 50, something like that. If you want to meet other flat earthers, say, hey, I'm going to go to so-and-so, bar and grill and meet up Friday night at this time. Stop by if you want. There's meetups happening everywhere. Pop, there's another one.
And the pop is not necessarily something you have to keep on. That's something that's optional. You can turn it on and off. I thought it would be annoying at first, but I've quite enjoyed it when I finally turned it on. And then sometimes I do turn off the app, just keeping my phone, doing other things. Seems like I saw something. Oh, Austin is in chat. I'll be over there. It's coming up here in just like a week-ish. What time? I mean, what day are we looking at? A week and a half.
I believe.
Yep. Or less than a week. That's what it is. Lord, I'm looking at this completely wrong. Damn, I better hurry up and come up with something. No, I'm kidding. We already have a topic. We're going to be talking about life and death. And I saw that Chop had a question. Is what is life? And that will be a topic we will be addressing, I guess, because the topic of what we're doing here and what happens when we leave here is something that we all wrestle with. And that's what we're going to talk about. Over there on the Mellow Dome, if you're not familiar, just click on Austin, Awesome Austin there in chat. Subscribe to that channel. come hang out over there with us on the 31st. Hang out over there all the time, though. It's a great channel, great group of guys.
Yeah, love it. It's where I spend my Sunday early light, 9 a.m.
Right,
Eastern.
right. It's usually going by the time I get up, but I always pop in if I still see them on. So I'm usually playing catch up with most people. Seems like there was something else in chat. What was it? I don't know. It's gone. I can't find it. Oh, is there more land? I believe was a question addressed by Chop. We don't know. We haven't been there. But even on the globe that used to be something I believed in, I always thought there was an unusually huge area that didn't make sense in any kind of distribution of land masses that just conveniently floated apart like you
Out there
do.
in the South Pacific, it's kind of empty.
So even before I thought we didn't live on a globe, I thought they were hiding land from us back in the day. But now, fast forward to many interesting little map finds, or at least one for sure. I'll drop a link for you here in chat. This is from a where is it? Have they hidden it from me? Are you kidding? Hang on, let me type it right. There it
And
is.
if you think about it, they could have a continent out there within our realm that we could get to, but they just keep us away from. I mean, there's shipping lanes, there's flight routes. All they have to do is keep you 250 miles from the shore, and that's at 35,000 feet. You still wouldn't see it. 250 miles away. If you're flying 35,000 feet up in the air, you're still not going to see something 250 miles away off on the horizon. That's all they have to do is keep you that far away from something, and we'd never even know it was there. So yeah, I believe there's land out there right now that we could get to that we're not allowed to go. It's
I'm
definitely a
sorry I keep
possibility.
chuckling while I keep unmuting to say something, and then somebody types something silly, and not silly, but just great in chat. I'm laughing at everybody's stuff. Sorry. I'm laughing at you. I dropped that link for you there, Chop, in chat. That is a story from the Hawaiian Gazette in 1907 showing a map discovered by a gentleman in a Tibetan monastery hidden away for 1,000 years. Now, granted, we don't believe much of what we're told in the news, but it's interesting that here's a map showing what we consider our area, the AE map, if you will, there in the middle, and a lot of little land outside of that area, and intriguing to say the least. There's also a book called Land Beyond the Poles. It's kind of hard to find, or it used to be. I think that last time I looked for it, there's actually a couple of PDFs out there and a couple of cheap copies. When it was first found, though, you couldn't get a copy for less than a couple of $300, I believe. Wasn't it something ridiculous like that when we first found that book? Anyway, it's a great little story as well about some interesting ways to approach where we live and how to get around on it. And then, what is going on, man? I think my cats have lost it over here. I keep hearing noise, and I'm sure you guys are hearing it too. I do apologize. But let me drop this other little link for you. 1 second. This is a way to get these app we were just discussing. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app there by Blue Water Bay. It will take you to either the iStore or the Play Store, whichever one is your device's preference. And I even know some folks that might have a code if you email us that could get you a free copy as a welcome gift to our channel.
And if you are listening on the radio and can't see any links in the chat, you can also go to flatearthdave.com. And
There
all
you
the
go.
information will be right there. Yeah.
Flatearthdave.com. Speaking of Dave, that was great with you and Campbell the other day. If he's even in chat, I know Campbell is. It was great, brother. And if you missed our show there with Campbell and Mike, lengthy though it is a fucking brain-breaking show. Definitely dig in. Taking in small bites, it broke my brain, and I was there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm gonna drop it here for you in a second.
It is a legend. I don't talk too much in the chat. I'm usually doing research that time of day. He usually starts at like 8 o'clock where I am, AM. I think he's actually going live again today. It'll be on an hour after the show. So here in about an hour and 45 minutes, I know on Autodidactic 2, he'll be live. Oh, with Mike. Nice. So look where we started, guys. It all started on Iron Realm Media. Campbell and Mike talking about the Titans. That's what it was. Yeah, it's going to be all about the Titans. This is awesome. Yeah, I knew they would hit it off. Just, there's some people out there that are very set in their ways and they're not going to alter their opinion. It doesn't matter what facts you show them and this and that. They're set. Campbell and Mike are two of those types of people that take in new information and can reevaluate and reassess like a belief. Not easy to do. Not everybody can do that. I know it's more common in the flat earth community because we've all had to, go through at least that once. And then they look at stuff with almost like you're looking at a crime mystery. They don't just go and say, "Oh, look at that. Yep, that's it." No, they'll look at this and then 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 start, connecting dots. And yeah, it's amazing. And it's so hard what they're doing because it's all, in the past. And it's just amazing. So I can't wait. I'll definitely be listening. I don't know how.
Wow. Looks like Autodidactic 2 channel there in chat. If you haven't gone and sub, do that. But Campbell's saying he's going to be on with Mike in 1.5 hours.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm playing catch up for sure. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying I love the way that their brains think. I knew they would mesh together. Once they met, yeah, I knew that they would have some great conversations. So I'm excited to hear the chat today. And that'll be an hour after this show ends.
And I can do it. I won't have to worry about taking a nap today because unfortunately we won't be on this afternoon. We're taking a little break. We promised ourselves we would, and while we probably could have figured out a way to make it happen with just Zach and Cammie and I and open lines or something, we'll just have a little afternoon off and get to spend some time in some of these other show chats that I'm unfortunately not able to a whole lot because of my crazy sleeping. Apparently the cats have gotten in a battery pack because I just took a battery from them. They were rolling around on the floor and they've gotten another one. I don't know where they came up with them, but if that's the noise you're hearing in the background, my apologies.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're right there.
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying I was muted there for a second. I'm trying to get back to that article in Skype that Walter dropped.
Let me go see. I have too many things open currently myself, trying to share a lot there in chat.
The Big Bang one. I was getting ready to drop that, and I was like, I bet somebody already dropped this one. Let me go up here and look. And yep, for sure, it had already dropped into chat.
Like, yeah.
So
I'm trying to get back to it too. Hang on.
Yeah, now they're kind of saying that there was a Big Bang of the Big Bang, kind of. They're trying to.
Oh, so first it binged, then it banged, then it boomed.
Yeah. Well, and the way.
Bada boom.
I just want to put a thought in everybody's head before Walt starts getting into this article. We've seen a lot of people, we've seen that map where it's got all these other ponds on it, right? Around us. And it's interesting. to think that there could be all these other, realms like ours just right around us. Now, of course, it's all speculation. Anything beyond, where we can travel is just ideas and thoughts. But kind of have that idea in your head when Walter starts getting into this article, because it's almost like they're kind of starting to reach towards that, in my opinion.
So apparently you've read way more of this article than Walter has. You may need to go right ahead, sir. I am actually still trying to find it. Where did I put it? Hang on. Is this one about no, that's not this one. We talked about that already, about the guys getting censored for having a different thought about the Big Bang. That's not the one you're talking about, though.
Yeah. No longer means what it used to. Yep.
Oh, that article. See, yeah, we're talking about two different articles. I'm so sorry. Get that, Zach, and I'll go try to find the one you're talking about.
Okay.
I pulled up the one about the guys being censored. That's the one I pulled up. Apparently, I went too far back.
And I am not seeing BT. That's all I see at the top of this. I don't think I've ever heard of this publication place before. It's just BT, capital letters. B with a box, T with a line under it.
Yeah, that's Big Think.
Okay, Big Think then.
Gotcha.
So,
I found it. Yeah.
Big
This
Bang.
is that big article. Okay. Yeah. I started in on this one.
Yeah. And it gets really, into a bunch of hooey fooey. Because this was a really long article. But we're just going to sum it up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, long story short, you basically summed it up. I mean, I mean, they start talking about it at the very beginning, how the Big Bang has always had various meanings within the physics community until Einstein basically broke things with his, general relativity idea, which is trying to just dispense with the ether. That, oh Lord, yeah, this is huge, guys. Sorry, Zach. I am definitely. Oh Lord, there's a lot here.
Okay, well, yeah. All I really want to read, I'm just going to read.
I'm trying to get to the part you're talking about with the different ideas of.
Yeah, it's underneath the very first picture. You don't even have to go down through the article. The writing underneath the picture kind of summarizes what I was saying. So from a pre-existing state, now they're using this word inflation a lot, since we're hearing that in the news a lot more now. I think they're trying to make it a common word.
Well, since that doesn't mean what it used to in economics, we're going to start using it everywhere else.
Everywhere, just so you get used to the word and you're not scared of it anymore. Yep. So from a pre-existing state, inflation predicts that a series of universes will be spawned as inflation continues, with each one being completely disconnected from every other one, separated by more inflating space. One of these bubbles, where inflation ended, gave birth to our universe some blah, blah, blah years ago, where our entire visible universe is just a tiny portion of that bubble's volume. Each individual bubble is disconnected from all of the others, and each place where inflation ends gives rise to its own hot Big Bang. So just that idea that there's, our universe is just a bubble among many other bubbles that are out there, but we're not connected at all. We can't even see these other universes, They're separated by so much space that we can't even see these other places. Yeah, I saw that map. When I read that paragraph right there, I saw our pond surrounded by a bunch of other ponds that we can't get to, we can't see, but they're out there. So if you really want to read the article, it is a bunch of phooey nonsense. They're just going through quantum blah, 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 and Einstein and all that nonsense. But that one part just made me think, hey, they're talking about other places.
Other lands, right?
Can't go. Yeah.
That picture's, when I first kind of skimmed through to see what this was, that picture really didn't register with me. That those, which I guess I could show everybody. Hang on.
Yeah, they're saying that just that little bubble right there is our whole known universe. And then there's a bunch of other bubbles around it.
Oops, I closed too much. Damn it. Yeah, Austin, I'm biting off your artwork. It's on my desktop right now. There, that picture. Yeah, I guess I just kind of skimmed down, read the headline, and got about as far as Hoyle, who I remembered a lot about back in the day, and then kind of went, well, we'll probably not get into this. And then Zach called me out on it and got me in a bind. But yeah, I went to the wrong article. Originally, I went to that one about the guys being censored. But yeah, crazy image here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're saying each one of those is just a universe separated so far that you can't even see the other universes from one universe to the other, blah, 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 blah. And then the way they get into explaining it, it started making me think about Genesis. I mean, what did God create on day one?
Hey, what you want?
Didn't he create day or the light?
Yes.
I don't know.
First,
I'm not the Bible guy.
The light, I think. First the light, then the sun, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
To that
well,
effect.
According to Cosmology now, there was no matter. It was all that started everything. Not enough matter.
It would seem that
in
cut
the
off.
beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless, and then darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over those waters.
Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. He was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. By Christine, great for heart palpitations. By Anne, before I started using this product, every afternoon, my ankles and my hands would be swollen. That doesn't happen anymore. So if that part of their advertising is true, I have to assume that the rest of it is also. Not to mention that when I had my yearly blood test, only a few weeks after beginning to use this product, my cholesterol had dropped over 30 points. I'm going to continue to take it. By Croc, I love this product. It really works. By Brad, works great, thank you. Tell us your story. Get your Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Remote viewing reveals Tataria history, starseeds, lightworkers, and indigos. Join me on the Nikki Colombo Show. It's time to reclaim our true history, our true timelines, our cosmic heritage. And remember to be humble, for you are made of earth, and to be noble, for you are made of
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR Frequency Radio.
And God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. And so God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault the firmament. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. And on the third day, we did the animals and the seeds and the plant-bearing things. And it was all the way through to that fourth day before the actual greater light for day and lesser light for night were created, interestingly enough, in your spinning space pair cosmology. Anyway, I'll stop. Until I get to Genesis 6:3. And there were giants in the earth in those days. I'll stop.
Love it. So if any of you are looking for a group of like-minded individuals that may be gathering in, somewhat large mass, this October 21st through 23rd will be Flattoberfest 2022 in Greenville, South Carolina. It's going to be awesome. You can get your tickets on sale up until August 30th. So there's only a couple more days to get your ticket at a discounted price. I know she had it discounted even more up until I think it was like July or maybe June, something around the solstice, maybe even.
Right.
And then, so this will be the last few days left that tickets will be on sale. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Who will be there? What's it all going to be about? There will be Bob from Globebusters. Mark Sargent will be making his return. Austin Whitsitt. Whitsitt gets it. Kingdom in Context. Goodland. Benjamin Balderson will be there. One Big Love music. One Big Love. Good old-fashioned anti-satanic world oligarchy folk rap music. Love it. If you like lyrics to music, you will love One Big Love. Just saying. It's some powerful, you can't help but move. Chief Crow will be coming back again. Austin and Kai will be doing a singing, performing a little bit. Marty Leeds will be showing up. Jason Lindgren of Secrets of Saturn will be there. I think Leslie is coming again. History is a Lie agreed upon. And there's going to be all kinds of people there. James and Naj from Grounded Extracts will have a booth set up. You can go check out all their amazing stuff that their herbal healing remedies. It's awesome. Truth Smacks. You can try some Truth Smacks. See if you like them and start ordering them. It's going to be so much fun. And
it looks like Free Flow in chat's going to be cooking with Dr. La.
Nice.
saying
Yes,
hi.
of course. The Kakalaki crew will be there even Friday cooking. Now, Friday will be at the park across the street. That's the day if you know, having trouble coming up with the funds to get a ticket and all that kind of stuff. Come Friday. Come hang out Friday. It's just going to be at the park. It's all free. We have the park the whole day rented out. There's going to be cooking, music, all kinds of things to eat. I'll just say. I can even throw in a word edible. Yeah,
That
flat
kind of
earthers are
goes
fun to
hand
hang
in
out with.
hand.
That's all I'm saying. We're fun. We're a fun group to hang out.
There was one?
We're
Who is
very
this?
sharing.
Prank caller, prank caller. What
And of course,
Melodome shirts, one of a kind designs at the Grounded Extract booth. That's what's up, officer.
nice. That's where I got my Melodome shirt. I think it was the last Flattoberfest, maybe.
Nice. That's the shirt I need. I don't have one.
And Cammy and myself will be doing How the World Works. We'll have our own booth. A lot of new toys to show everybody. But yeah, it's going to be a blast, folks. And it doesn't start until
Damn it, I
noon.
want to be there. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Karen B. It's always started at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And so we never really got a chance, I didn't at least, to go hang out, with the night crowd. The people at the bar doing the karaoke and all that kind of fun stuff, I never got to do that because I always had to be up real early and ready to start presenting to people at 8 a.m. But now it's noon. So that is lovely. Thank you so much, Karen B.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, get your tickets this weekend. This is the last weekend they'll be on sale. I'm not sure how much they're going to go up after this, but if you're planning on going, and even if you're not going to get a ticket, people have been deadheading the last couple of these. If you don't know what that means, they come, they never buy a ticket, they just hang out outside the event. It's not like,
There were.
it's not
Oh, sorry.
like a Nazi concentration camp where everybody has to sit inside at this time. It's in and out all day long. And there are people that just hang out outside and chat with people, meet everybody. So yeah, it's getting to be that big and that
That's
much
awesome.
of a thing to where,
Well, that's what I was
people
going
are
to say.
actually
Back in the
deadheading
day
it.
during the Project Awareness conferences, there were like, it was a 3-day event, and there were some days that there just weren't speakers that I really felt like getting a ticket for. So that's what we would do on those days, would just be out in the vendor area, out at the poolside area of the hotel, talking to people that were speaking the day before or the day coming up, or getting to know people. That's great. That's part of it. To me, that was the bigger part of it than the actual presentations always. So yeah, I'm excited for everybody. And if there's anything, this is pretty much going to be the crunch weekend for me to decide to figure out the way to do it or not. Like I said, it's difficult on my end, but I've been pulling some chains. We'll see what happens. That's all I can do.
Yep, all the information that you need on the festival and more can be found at flatearthfestivals.com. Yes, South Carolina, Ian. Thank you. I think somebody in chat asked what state. Yep, Greenville, South Carolina. It's beautiful that time of year there. We've always had it's like 70s, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Perfect time for a South Carolina meetup. So yeah, I love it. Can't wait. Yes, David Weiss will be there. Just in case anybody's wondering, Karen says that's the question that she gets asked more than anything. Will David Weiss be there? Yes, David will be there. If
Wearing
I
his
pick him up,
Melodome shirt.
if I pick him up from the airport, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'll be there. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till we can start affording to get people like Campbell there to do a presentation.
Right. That would be epic.
That'll be epic when we can start getting everybody to these, have Campbell and Martin and, you know, Mike and all these guys come and do a Tartaria Titan Mud Flood day, you know. I remember Rob Skiba. That was the first time Karen B gave him enough time to give his whole presentation. The man had so much material that he couldn't fit it all into 3 hours. I think Karen gave him 4. And he still didn't get it all in. He still had a little bit left at the end that he just couldn't fit in there.
Nice.
But yeah.
Dave in chat saying we just broke 72,000 on the friend finder. That's what's up.
Nice.
And definitely miss Rob. He was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, we will be, if you guys remember the atmospheric test that Rob did with the Fresnel lens and the city skyline and the sun and showing how all that worked. But we ordered a bunch of those because he mass produced them to sell as teaching aids. So we got a bunch of them that will be on hand there if you want to buy one from Sheila. Yeah, I think we ordered like 15 or 20 of them, something like that. But it's a neat little kit to show people how atmospheric, you know, lensing works and all that kind of stuff, and how our world works. So yeah, there's going to be all kinds of new stuff over at the table. I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Good times. So we got about 15 minutes.
Wow. Okay, damn.
That flew by.
You know, I just was looking in chat. We talked about Rob, missing him, and then somebody also, Austin, R.I.P. Mac, without a doubt. Miss Mac big time. I see R.I.P. Antonio, without a doubt. We've lost sheeps and neeps. Yes, indeed. We've lost a lot of great dads. Yeah, a lot of great people. Great souls that are doing the work from the other side now.
Cradle to Gray Bear is curious if James True is going to make it to Flattoberfest.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure that is a no. Time flies when you hang with flat earthers.
You ain't gonna start no shit, is you?
Oh man. So yeah, what else do we have in the old lettuce pile? I know there were some good ones. Oh,
damn it! That's not what I wanted to do.
So the giant tortoise, the fantastic giant tortoise.
The one
How long ago did it become extinct?
It's been a while.
And yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? I don't want to just throw out a number. 1906. Oh, it was discovered in 1906. And then they said that it was extinct. But I'm not finding a good date on when they said it was extinct. But now they found one. I don't think we have the right to say that any animal is extinct. Until you've looked everywhere, you know, you don't know. And the ocean is a big place. I mean, it's hard enough to do with land animals. But to go out there and say, oh, we haven't caught one of these fish in like 20 years, now there must be none left. Ocean's pretty big. Maybe there's some other ones out there somewhere just swimming around where there are no humans. Just saying. But yeah, they found some more, or they found one at least. But yeah, I don't know about the whole extinct thing. I mean, this place is enormous. To think that we know what's where and everywhere and all that at this point in time. I just, yeah. I don't
You
know.
know, I'm going through this article while you're talking about it. I do not see a date, and they kind of almost like skirt around it. It's almost, I don't know. It's a weird article.
Yeah, I know. I skimmed down through, you know, a good ways of it, and I saw when they said they discovered it when 18 something else
Right.
happened.
Yeah, in
But
1964, there were 18 scats attributable to those tortoises reported, and then the next number I see is in the early 2000s, 2014. I don't know if you keep seeing scat throughout all these years, then when is the extinction part happening? I don't understand. Really don't understand. Oh, no, don't get it, Bob.
yeah, this
So
place is just too big to make claims like that, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. It won't open. There it is. So we've been talking a lot lately about AI, specifically regards the Night Cafe, Micro, things like that, the art creators. We've dropped you guys some links over the time there. Here is, God damn it, there it is, a link I'm going to drop in the chat. I'll probably have it in the show description as well. It is the Artificial Intelligence database. It basically will take you to basically all the different types of AI, little articles about them, and links to access them if they're accessible from a public standpoint. Some are not because they're like medical or they're industrial, things like that. But it is quite far-reaching, the extent that AI has been sent out into the world to just run about and do its thing. I had no clue the different areas. Well, there it is, and I will drop it in the chats everywhere. That's from Wired.com, and quite interesting, as I said, all the different places. Man, where is there it is. Dropping that over at Rockfin. Shout out, Andrew. I see you over there. He'd like to be there at Flattoberfest, he said, but East Coast is tough. Yeah. Me too, bro.
Karen's said this will be the last one on the East Coast until we have one on the West Coast. So the next Flattoberfest will be somewhere out west. She's maybe not thinking all the way to California because they're kind of insane out there, their government, but maybe like the desert, Reno, maybe.
Sedona is really amazing. It's kind of a tourist area now. There, the last
That's
few
the thing,
years.
though. She wants it to be because it's expensive there in Sedona.
Oh, it's
everything, the
hell
hotels and everything.
Oh,
She
yeah.
wants a place
Oh,
that's
yeah.
more,
Couldn't
close
stay.
to
We
an
had to go back
international
quick.
airport, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to stay one night there. That's what she's looking for. But it's in the works. They're looking right now. But yeah, it'll definitely be out west. Next one. Yeah, Midwest one would be great. Maybe around the St. Louis area, Josh. Just saying.
Boy, yeah, that'd be convenient for an awful lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Same, man. Something I was going. Oh, yeah. I had told you guys about a kratom study I'm doing with the NIH. It is a paid study. I will drop the link again in the chats. If you've taken part, if you've decided to take part, then you already know about the notifications. If you haven't taken part, be advised, as part of the use of this app, that you have to, log your use of kratom in and give them some details, etc. It's a momentary study they're doing. So literally, by moment, they will send you these notifications to answer some questions about your most recent dosage or length of pain relief, or just whatever it may be. But it has got to be the most annoying, freaking unchangeable notification sound I've ever heard on any app ever. And part of it is you tell it your times of bed and your times of waking, and make sure you don't fuck that up like I did on one day. Or you'll get a strange beep in the middle of the night going, what the hell? Is it a fire alarm? What's going on? So just a little heads up, a little warning if you do decide to take part. But it is a good study. I'm really excited to be taking part and hopefully helping, increase knowledge. And where is it? I'll drop it here in a second. I'm looking for the link.
Sorry, just to add to this little comment I made in chat real quick. I says, I start Open Sesame before I flip and seems to express sex in 2 or 3 days. That's 2 or 3 days after I flip to 12 and 12. If I start that Open Sesame on Fox Farms 3-part flower nutrient cycle, I start it just a little bit before I flip to flower and sort of get those hormones built up so that when it actually does flip, that it's showing me male or female within like 2 or 3 days. So I pull them real quick. Just wanted to add that in there before you carry on, because I missed it.
For all you planter gardeners out there, you know what he's talking about. Yeah, some people that was just Greek. You were just throwing words together there for some people. But yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Saying a spell or something. Hell, I didn't know what was happening.
Walt heard sex and was like, what? What did he just say?
But that's sex magic. Sex magic. All right, I am. Share. There it goes. All right. What I'll do is just drop you the link I have from the American Kratom Association there on Twitter. It's the easiest way to get to them if you're not a member. I would suggest joining. And also, it will show you the link to get to the NIH study. So I was going to reach out to James for sure and let him know about it if he hasn't heard. Austin, if you see him today, let him know. Excuse me, I'll send him a text here in a few. But anyway, golly, we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We won't be seeing you this afternoon. We're going to take a little break.
Indeed. Break will be taken. And again, I don't know if I'm speaking knowledge, actually, Austin. That's just one of those things I started. Well, I thought it just kind of makes sense. And I think I ran it my last cycle and it seemed to do okay. I'm like, well, that was kind of cool. So I did it this time just to see if I could actually reproduce it and if it would actually just pop out male and female. And it did. I was showing pistols real fast with the introduction to that Open Sesame before I flipped the lights. So,
right.
Yeah, it's good. Nemo says a nice little shot of phosphorus there when you flip too. Always helps get the juices flowing. I mean, I am a big fan of the Fox Farm 3-part, but I think they leave stuff out specifically. So that's why you don't ever mix nutrient brands, because they make the whole line. There's like a $300, I don't know, it's only $100, I don't know, but it's like a full spectrum Fox Farm nutrient line. It's like maybe 10 different bottles from start to finish that you would add in there for root drenches and microbes, and it's like a pile of stuff. And that's how they design an optimal grow. So you can't really pull out the 3-part grow series and get optimal plants, or you can't just use the 3-part flowering cycles and get optimal plants. Just the way they formulate their nutrients. They only give you all the nutrients you need if you buy all the stuff that they sell. Marketing. So yeah. I'm curious to see about doing either different nutrient lines or just doing straight up.
I'd be interested to see if you just did one with like horse poop.
I think it's a little
That's all it
hot.
had.
Horse poop is that's
Yeah, I think I know that was
like
hot.
3-year-old horse poop, not like just out of the horses. He didn't just drop it and you're going to go throw it on the plane. You know, it's something that's been sitting around for a few years, been rained on a lot. Yeah, it works great in the garden. I just like to see like what the balance of that is after a couple years, and if it, you know, that how that pH changes the longer you let it sit and whatnot. Because eventually, well, if not eventually, but if things go to where, you know, you can't get all those great little packets of ingredients and all the good stuff like you need, it'd be nice to have an alternative and to just kind of have a grasp on how well it works and what you need to do to it. And, you know, just say it'd be neat just to mess around, see you play around, do a little experimenting.
little experiment.
Little experiment.
I need to start really focusing on saving my bunny pellets.
Yes.
Because apparently those are not hot, and you can just
those you can throw right
in.
on it.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Yes, everybody, Campbell and Mike, that is Autodidact 2 and Stellium 7 will be revealing the Titans in about an hour and 5 minutes over on Autodidactic 2.
I definitely need to set my phone. Thank you for reminding
Check
me.
it out. It's going to be an awesome show. We knew these guys were just going to hit it off.
I know. It was inevitable.
Yeah. So this is awesome. Can't wait. Well, that's about it, folks. Love y'all. You guys have a great weekend.
Wow, it's here. Love you guys. Thank y'all. We will see you on Tuesday morning.
That's right. Thanks for putting up with us this morning. We're going to miss you this evening. But again, we will be right back here on Tuesday morning, right here on the Ironworx Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Shout out to everybody there on Rockfin. Shout out to everybody there on D-Live. Hell, shout out to everybody on YouTube and everybody everywhere. We love you. You guys have a great weekend. Be good. Be well. We shall see you next week. Bye-bye.